Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. Today, we're back with another 24/7 news report, and let's get right into things. Frank Lampard is looking to use his connections at Chelsea to try and sign Conor Gallagher and Billy Gilmour for Everton. I think this, we spoke about Gallagher a million times, this comes from the Mail, but I think this offers us a bit more clarification in the fact that it looks like Conor Gallagher is going to be attempted anyway to be a permanent signing. Something which would be amazing. I can imagine it cost a lot of money, but we also do know that Chelsea, from previous videos, that Chelsea are interested in the possibility of signing Richarlison. So it wouldn't really shock me if we try to use that to get Conor Gallagher into the club. Billy Gilmour, on the other hand, is a bit different. Bit of a down season for him. Kid is only still he's a child basically. Still, I think he's 19 or 20 still. I think he's still really young. But yeah, he had a bit of a down season at Norwich. It didn't help that the Norwich fans seemingly pinned the fact that their club couldn't survive in the Premier League to save their lives on Gilmour after the whole Chelsea game incident. But I don't know. I think Frank signing Billy Gilmour for a cheap fee. I don't think we should pay anything more than 15 million for Gilmour because he hasn't really proven it yet. He's had a few good games for Chelsea. He wasn't awful for Norwich, but he wasn't really good. So I don't understand why we'd pay more. But for a cheap fee, Chelsea might be looking at it as a way of they want to get in the best players to win now, and Billy Gilmour isn't going to be one of them, and that might lead to them selling him. He's good with the ball. He's really good at retaining the ball. I think that's something that we could really need. I think, you look at the players we have, it's kind of what we wanted Andre Gomez to be, but it's Andre Gomez. Gilmour in a side that, because I don't think this Everton side is going to be very ambitious. I'm going to say that now. I think we'll be mid-table, but a mid-table in a way where this team is going to keep getting better with players like Gallagher and a young Billy Gilmour constantly getting better. I can understand why Frank would want to sign Gilmour, but it is a bit of an iffy one, and I think it is one where we'll have to see when more news comes out about the whole Gilmour situation. But yeah, I don't think it'd be the worst thing I've ever seen. Moving on to the next bit of news, which might be the worst thing I've seen about Everton this transfer window, that is regarding incomings anyway. It's Luca Milivojevic, I think is how you say it, the Crystal Palace midfielder who is at this point just set pieces. That's the only reason he was given a chance at Palace at the point, was he was good at set pieces. He's expected to leave this summer. This is according to Sport Time Greece. But yeah, no, 90% of Everton fans agreed with me and said they wouldn't take him at the club. I, unless he was what unless he was sat on the bench for a free transfer making 15 grand a week, making like a championship wage, no chance. I just think I'd rather give players like Tom Davies the spotlight that he would have got. No chance. I think that if that happens, it's just stupid. I know he can deliver a set piece, but we really shouldn't be starting players week in, week out, or even giving them rotational minutes because they can whip in a set piece. We should be looking at someone to start who can do that. I believe Gallagher also started taking corners and stuff for Palace towards the end, so I think it'd be completely unnecessary to sign Milivojevic. But speaking of a player who has attracted a lot of interest from English clubs over the summer, it's Stephy Mavididi. I'm going to call him Mavididi. I might pronounce it wrong. The English midfielder who did leave Arsenal for Juventus, I believe, and then left Juventus for Montpellier, has had a great season. 8 goals and 3 assists in 30 appearances. Fabrizio Romano has said the deal is still in the early stages, but there is a good chance for the player to move in the upcoming weeks. There's us and a few other English clubs. I believe West Ham were one. I may have seen Aston Villa too, who are interested in signing him. Mavidi. It's another one where it depends on the price. He's much more. I've got it here. He's much more of a direct option. Doesn't really factor much into the creative side of the game when it comes to, for example, carrying the ball, playing the ball. Mavidi seems to be one of those ones where he'll be the one receiving the pass, maybe playing the final cross. But with a player like Mavidi, you'll expect him to be a direct goal scoring option more than a creative option, or that's how he's played for Montpellier, who I believe were quite a counter attacking system. I'm not too sure. I'm not a Liga an expert, but I think it was quite a counter attacking system where it was through balls, it was quick passes through. It wasn't really much of a hold the ball possession style, which this might show that Frank wants to play that counter attacking football. that probably does suit the club the best. But yeah, Mavidi's one where it depends on the price. 15 to 20 million, maybe. If we can get him for less, that'd be nice. But I would never pay more than 20 million for him. And I don't even think I'd pay 20 million if I was a player. I think he's 24, 23 or 24. I think so. He's not old, but at the same time, it's one of those ones where it wouldn't be the biggest signing, but it is one where it could be lucky enough to get the deal in for cheap. I don't know what's happening with Charlton. I can imagine Richie's going to leave. And then there was rumours of the Damari Gray interest from Newcastle, so that might be why this is becoming a lot more prevalent. So it's one of these where we'll have to wait and see. And David Maddock has said that the club are increasingly confident that they will win the race to sign James Tarkowski, with the centre-back leaning his move towards Everton. It's fantastic news. We've gone about Tarkowski over and over again. I mentioned it in the last video, but it hadn't come out yet. But I do believe the video where me, Paul, and Owen talk about Tarkowski is now out on the channel. So if you want to hear our opinions on him, you go ahead, click on that video. But to sum it up, we think he'd be a fantastic signing who can really help reshape an Everton defence that just fallen apart. Winning only 2 away games all season kind of shows that it was absolutely dreadful. But yeah, I think a signing like Tarkowski could really help the club. And I think it is, it's only an upwards move for us. It's free. The rumoured wages is around 80 grand a week. So I wouldn't really see a problem with it. But that is all the news we've got for today. If you did like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Follow the Toffee Blues on Twitter and follow me on Twitter at Callum Brannan 3. I will see you all next time.